makes me happy. With a smile from cheek to cheek and feeling fancy. That's where I'm gonna be. 'Cause now I'm shining, I'm hiding. I got a good thing on me. No, I can't hide it. And there's nothing that will sleep on. I got all the magic in me. It ain't never gonna leave, ain't never gonna leave, no. I got all the magic in me. It ain't never gonna leave, ain't never gonna leave, no. Anything can happen, anything can happen, anything can happen, yeah, anything, yeah, anything, yeah, anything can happen.
Telling me to dance, taking a chance. Telling me to dance, taking a chance. Telling me to dance, taking a chance.
I love that. Oh my gosh. I love it. 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 That song, both of those songs. I mean, Mary Kay, can you believe we are now celebrating 62 years? 62 years. And I've been here for half of them. I have. This is so exciting. Everyone kind of type in the chat and say happy anniversary, Mary Kay, because 3 days ago we celebrated. Mary Kay started this company on Friday, September 13th. And boy, are we excited to be here. I just want to, I should have had this closer, but here's my picture, me standing in Mary Kay's office. This is the 35th anniversary. And this suit has a whole story of Mary Kay being in the grocery store and someone walking up to her and saying, Mary Kay, I'm a suit designer and I design handbags and shoes. And is there any reason why I can design a suit for you? Design this suit for her. And he brought it to her. She wore it for like a year and loved it. And then asked him if he could make more suits. And he said, yes. And she said, could you make 6,000? And this was our sales director suit. We had, can you believe it, y'all? In the 90s, I'm dating myself. We had matching leather shoes and matching handbag. How many of you remember the well-dressed woman of the 90s? Okay. So different. Okay. Now I'd rock that jacket only if it was shorter and I had jeans. Okay. Only some short jeans, like my girlfriend Krista, always looking cute in your jeans, girl. So we are so excited to welcome you to episode 37 of Peak Table Talk. This is our monthly podcast. If you're a treat, because boy, do we have an amazing speaker today. She is one of the top women in the entire company and just a dynamic leader, but I love her spirit. It's what I love about Krista. So tonight we're giving away some cash and a special for you for free product. But without further ado, I want to bring my girlfriend Krista to the stage. Come on up, Krista. Hey, girl. so excited you are here. Yay, yay, yay. We're going to just, Dorothy will adjust it a little bit. I don't know. There I go. There I go. I think we fixed it. So we can see your beautiful face. So Krista, tell us, where are you? I just love, tell us, where are you?
I am in Oklahoma, eastern Oklahoma, a very small town, Muldrow, Oklahoma. We have about 2,800 population.
Wow, so small, so small. And so when you get on, because I see you all over the world together. So what airport do you drive to?
Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Tulsa. Okay. So you drive to Tulsa. So that is how you are so doggone close to Sabrina. Just you guys have that total connection. Now I just have to ask you, because we love the peek we get. One of the things about virtual is you get to take a peek into people's homes. I know we use virtual backgrounds a lot, but I love a real background. Don't you love? Because you can tell a lot. I just want to know. I see babies behind you. Who are they?
Oh my gosh. Well, so the baby that you're seeing behind me is my first grandbaby. He's just a little over a year old, Sullivan Cade. And so it's my daughter's baby. And so then you're just seeing family things. That was my first Cadillac. I think Mackenzie's like 4 years old in that picture there between the babies.
Oh my gosh, I love it, love it, love it. And your big old NSD sign. And I think I see something maybe from the UK up there. I mean, just fun pictures. Okay. Totally fun. Well, I am blessed to call you friend, and I want you to introduce yourself to our audience. So I love to ask our guests that are on this fun question. Tell us a little bit about yourself, but tell us how your closest friends describe you. Okay. I consider myself to be a friend. So I describe you as just spirit-filled fun. I love your style. You always have the best glasses. I just want to tell you, you can tell a woman by her glasses. Okay. Never just one pair. I've never seen this pair before. I love it. So how do your friends describe you?
Oh my gosh. Some might say bossy. I can have a little D personality. Always got the thoughts or that kind of idea. I think people would say loyal. I'm very loyal to others and to the company and to just my Mary Kay girlfriends, my family, very family. They would say that. They probably one of the first things people would say is how family oriented. We all kind of live down the same road, just, a mile and a half road, and my parents, my brother and his wife, who's a pink Cadillac director, and their two children that you may have seen in some of the pictures earlier.
A mile away? Y'all are all a mile away? Everyone?
Within a mile, like probably half a mile. Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
What is life like? I mean, that's such a dream for those of us out here. Anybody watching who has family that's that close, so many of us, our family is just, I got to get on a plane, a train, an automobile to see anyone with the same last name. What is that like?
Girl, I mean, it is such a blessing, but it is also family. I'll be so true. Like earlier, I was texting. We have a young man that's living here that's from Indiana that's going to college. And I was like, he'd come in the back door, and this is what happens with my family all the time. And I was like, I'm on a meeting, but your laundry's in the washer. I'll move it to the dryer. So with my family, I have to constantly say, I'm on a Zoom. I have to text and say, because I see them drive up, they just walk in my back door. Like that's how we live life. They need something. They want something. They want to know what you're doing. They don't call you or text you. They just walk in.
Coming over. Oh my gosh. That is so cool. Well, tell us about your professional background. Like what, in addition to being a mama, what's your grandma name? Mine is Gigi. What's yours?
It's Moo.
Moo. Okay. I love that.
Yeah, Moomal. There's a story behind that, but it's Moomal.
Moomal. I love it. And that is one that won't be too hard to say early on. Yeah. I think you might get that even before Dada. Let's see.
Yeah.
So tell us about your professional background.
So before Mary Kay, I was a kindergarten teacher. I taught kindergarten for 10 years. An even smaller community where I taught school. We only went to the 8th grade, and we had one teacher for every 2 grades. So like one teacher taught 1st and 2nd, one 3rd and 4th. So very small. And that was my professional out of college that I did 10 years prior to Mary Kay.
Wow. And what led you to even consider entrepreneurship, or did you have a business ever before?
No, my parents were entrepreneurs. They owned their own business. They owned a carpet store locally, and I wondered about entrepreneurship. It was enticing to me, just to own your own business, be your own boss. Now, of course, I'm going on 24 and a half, almost 25 years. That wasn't really cool back then.
Mhm, mhm,
So, my parents both were very much like, you can have a teaching, you can be off, my mother, you can be off in the summers, things like that. But
mhm.
always kind of in the back of my mind, I wondered about like, a boutique or, what it would be like or what could I do, that type of thing. And then Mary Kay came in my life and I was not at all looking for another job. I was just looking to make a little extra income. And here we are in March, it'll be 25 years.
Wow, that is so amazing. So amazing. And what did you ever, when you were teaching, did you ever think, I'm not sure that I want to do this for a long time? Did you see yourself teaching kind of forever? Where were you?
Yeah, I wanted to move grades. I'm going to be honest. To
Yeah.
this day, when I see my superintendent, he's like, "I should have gave you that third grade position." I'm like, "I'd probably still be there." But kindergarten was great. When the last few years, I actually taught 4-year-old kindergarten, and so when you have kids at home, when I started my Mary Kay, my kids were 1 and 4, and so when you have kids at home, and then you're taking care of 20 to 30 kids a day, wiping noses, doing all the things, that kind of stuff. I kind of was feeling, even though I was 31 years old when I was feeling this, I kind of
Mhm,
felt like the young girls needed to do that. Like I was
mhm,
just ready for something else. I was going to school to finish my master's in counseling, just
mhm.
looking. I was looking for that step up. I was looking for something different. But I will be honest, I really never thought of going out of the box of education. I was looking how to move up in the education world.
Wow. And so what was it that led you to actually like leave your job? How scary was that? Teachers and nurses are among the top positions in our company. So it's kind of a
You
natural
know,
transition.
I went to seminar. So I joined on March 30th and then went to seminar in July. I was in DIQ. I didn't really know what that meant. But when I saw seminar,
Mhm.
I came home and called my superintendent and told him I wasn't going to come back to teaching school because I was making about 1,900 a month teaching school, and I just felt solid that I could sell that much product. I mean, to make the 50% to make the same
Mhm.
thing. And so I literally did. I mean, I can remember there was a phone in my daughter's room. I went upstairs and I called from that phone, and I just told him that in August I wasn't going to come back to teaching. And he, at that time, I taught 9 years, so he quickly let me know that if I would teach one more year, so 10 years, that I could draw or vest my retirement.
Mhm.
And I did a lot of things at the school. I was the cheerleading sponsor. I did all the enrollment, things like that. So he just was very forward that if I would stay one more year, he would work with me. And
Mhm.
so I stayed one more year and definitely had my eye on the prize of
Mhm.
Mary Kay. And really was doing it all at that point, Katrina. I went really fast. Like I did finish out my term the next year in May and earned my Cadillac, my first Cadillac, October 1. So
Wow.
when I left, I was making my income more than my income. I mean, I was making more in Mary Kay than I was teaching. But, before I was making anything, I was ready to take the leap.
Yeah, I get it. Our stories, I didn't realize how much our stories align. I started in February, I started in January, but I really got started in February and went to seminar and became a sales director, earned my Cadillac in November. So our stories, and I was ready after seminar, I was ready to go. I was like, I'm ready to
Yes.
go. But I left before I had totally replaced my income. But that first month after I made that decision, there it was. So I want to talk more about your family. And I was looking, doesn't your I was like, I meant to pull this up. Don't you have a video with you and family on?
Uh,
I thought there was a video I was going to
So,
say. Okay.
yeah.
Okay. So I was like, there's another video I wanted to pull up. So tell me, how is your decision to be a full-time entrepreneur working from home? How has that impacted your family most? I know it's like so many ways, but what would
There
you say?
is so many ways, but my children are 25 and 29,
Mhm.
and I think they would both say the mindset.
Mhm.
Like literally what I've seen, what I've watched other women do now as I'm watching my daughter, my firstborn, become a mom and, being a mom and walking that out. And she's a sales director with Mary Kay and, all of the different things. But, I think it's affected most. It's been provision. It's definitely, if you ask Mackenzie, she'll say, it bought every prom dress. It paid for
Mhm.
my first car, all of those kinds of things. But I think the opportunities that I allowed my children to have by watching others allowed their children to have.
That is so good. So, so, so good. I mean, children get what's caught more than what's taught, and they catch so much. So they were how old when you started?
1 and 4.
Wow. So that is like their whole life, right? Just impacted. And when they, are kids, I mean, when they're toddlers, it's one thing. When they're, young, elementary school, then when they're teens, they like never know when that pink Cadillac's coming around the corner. It's like, mama's coming.
Oh my gosh. The other day, my son was flying for business, and it actually wasn't someone Mary Kay. It was someone I'd went to high school with. But she said, she Facebook messaged me and she said, I just saw your son walking through the airport. And so I text that and I said, I always told my kids, like, listen, I've got friends everywhere. There's nothing that you will do that somebody won't see and won't tell me. And so he was like, at 25 years of age, like, yeah, someone's still messaging my mom that they saw me in the airport.
Yeah, that is so cool. So cool. Let's talk about obstacles. Like, what has been the biggest obstacle for you that you've had to overcome were you a natural born entrepreneur, just natural at wanting to lead a group? What are some obstacles that you overcame along the way?
I think I was a natural, but didn't know I was a natural. If that
I
makes
love that.
sense.
Uh-huh.
Like, I can remember the first time I was at an event and someone said, when did you know you were a leader? And people immediately like said, oh, in first grade when I, took the lead role, when and I had to really think. I mean, I thought, did I ever know I was a leader? Am I a leader? Like we can still. So, as I look back, I think that I had a lot of natural instinct, but I had a lot of self doubt, a lot
Mm,
of self doubt,
mhm,
a lot of comparison. I didn't live, in a huge home or a gated community. Uh,
mm,
those type of things. My parents, worked hard and did well, but I was, taught to do with less and just extravagant or that kind of thing was not the way that I was raised. And so, I think that when I came into it, I really was really concerned if I belonged, if I was classy enough, if I had the right etiquette, could I speak? And I still to this day, the smaller the group is, or when I don't know people, that type of thing. But the pressure in front of my peers, if
mhm.
you, put me in a group, oh my gosh, I can talk and speak to thousands, but you put me, in the NSD suite and ask me to lead something, I would have that same self-doubt that always just that little girl inside of you of, is it okay to say what you're really thinking? Or is someone going to think that's silly or ridiculous or that type of thing?
I think that's so good because I know that there are women out there. Give me a one in the chat if you can relate that. Um, we all feel that way, but for some reason, we look at some people and we just think that they never have self-doubt or they never have fear of speaking in front of a group. And that's interesting that you said that because I, similar to what you said, was more comfortable on a big stage when I walked into a home and it was just two or three women, or when I would walk in it was just one person. I was like, oh my gosh, I have to do all the talking. Like it's just me and her. Like when you're at these parties, like they kind of take on a life of their own and you have to like wave to get to get attention. But this so much personal growth happens working this business, right? I mean, you just
Oh,
grow
absolutely.
so much. I asked our girlfriend Sabrina how she described you, and she talked about how resilient you are.
Mm.
Where does that resilience come from?
You know, I think just upbringing. I think that upbringing when, I remember being at my first NSD summit and looking around, wondering if I should be there, wondering if I was worthy to be there. And Kathy Halou got up, and when she spoke, she had a little package of grit and of grits, just to add water. And she was talking about the little engine that could. And I thought, I think that's why I'm still here. At that time, it was 13 years to become a national. And I thought, I think I have grit. I always watched my grandmother, who, as long as I was ever around, never had a, spouse or supporting others. I can remember driving up after school and her being on the roof, fixing her own shingles. She grew her own food. She, patched her own holes. She did whatever. And I think resiliency is a strength that maybe I didn't know that I had, but just always being able to get back up one more time.
I love that. All of that translates to leadership lessons, and what great lessons that you learned just describing your grandmother and just growing up. In terms of leadership, like how did you take some of the things that you that came natural to you, and how's that translated into your leadership? What are some of the biggest leadership lessons you can share with us that you carry?
Oh my gosh. My number one strength is communication.
Mm.
And, I think sometimes just learning to tap into our strengths, I'm going to be so honest. Like the first time that I did the strength finders, it came up that my number one strength was communication. And I remember my immediate thought was, well, I guess I talk too much. Like I immediately had a negative thought because I was the kid that had to write 100 times in class, I will not talk, etc. And so, sometimes we just have that self-doubt that we don't bring on that leadership. But, I think that through multiple things in life, knowing to listen and to knowing when you need help. That would be one thing that I would say that I've really learned as a leadership lesson. Recently, I was in something that was very unexpected, a very unexpected car wreck. And I will tell you that I was so thankful for my leadership that from what I went through, I immediately recognized that I needed to speak with someone. I immediately sought counseling, sought therapy. And I just look back at other times in my life, earlier times. We all have things, but I've went through, I always have been through trauma, all the different things. And I think that leadership has taught me the things I've learned in Mary Kay and in leadership has given me the perspective to be able to bounce back quicker because I've been able to put things in place versus just staying in my own head, if that makes sense.
For sure. For sure. I want to just say one of the things that we love about Mary Kay is the philosophy of faith first, family second, career third. I love being in an environment where so many women of faith are business women and we're co-business partners. And I know you talked about, this is one of my fave pictures of you. It's so beautiful. It's just like the perfect picture. Type in the chat if this looks like it's not real. Like this almost looks AI generated, like really, really, really. But you talked about, I hit the wrong button, but you talked about the unfortunate thing that happened and the car accident. And I'm showing the picture here. I'm trying to find the right tab. And I just want you, as soon as I find it, I'll bring it up here. But can you talk for a moment about how your faith has made a difference in your business? Um,
Oh my gosh. My faith, I can remember being like in kindergarten and seeing my mother be baptized. And she talks about, when I was little, that we would go by the great big church and, with the white pillars, and I wanted to go there. And so that's what took us to church. But I can tell you that when I first went to that first seminar, I had never seen so many women speaking from the stage and putting their faith first and speaking of their faith. And so through the years of my business and trials and errors and things like that, always being reminded, just as Mary Kay, just as I was taught, that it is faith first, family second, and career third. And I think my faith in, my Savior, but also my faith in Mary Kay has
mhm,
always come back and grounded me. And that's one of the largest things that if anyone has ever met me, they've ever followed me, that would be my biggest thing, is if they could take away a piece of Jesus.
mm. That's so good. I mean, who would think that we'd be a part of a business where we could do kingdom work and make women look good? Okay. People that say makeup doesn't make a difference or skincare doesn't make a difference are lying about other things too. So we make a difference on the outside as well as on the inside. I like to say internally, externally, and eternally. And I want to tell you that one of the biggest things that comes from this business is sisterhood. So Dorothy, if you pop the picture up here, as I was sharing, we prayed for you. Absolutely,
Mm.
just so. I can't describe how hard we all were praying when you experienced this life-altering car accident, and it was just a text to me from Sabrina, and it was just immediate absolute prayer, and all of the nationals, and I can only imagine your entire national area and everyone praying. How has that impacted you? Whatever you'd like to share in terms of how that has just changed the trajectory of your life.
You know, It's been an unbelievable experience. I hugely believe in prayer. Sabrina, as we can always continue to mention, I always say, Sabrina taught me that it's a privilege to pray, because sometimes we just think like, gosh, I hate to ask for that. I've got a thumbnail hurting and someone else is going through XYZ. And this experience was something that I truly felt the power of prayer. I've felt the power of prayer a lot in my life, but I want to tell you that happened. I think it was on a Tuesday night, but it was like about 8:30 at night. I was traveling home from a Mary Kay event, and ended up the hospital and all the different things. And finally, I was so worried because they said I had had a stroke, and I've had previous strokes. And Roxanne said, "Can I please ask the nationals to pray?" And immediately, it literally was like within 10 minutes of her putting that out there for prayer, that they came back, that what they were seeing was my previous strokes, that I had not had a stroke. That was unbelievable. I want to tell you just a few God winks that you always want to look for God. I'm not a person that like takes a picture of the rainbow or the, um, sunrise or sunset. And right before that happened, about 15 minutes before it happened, I saw a formation in the sky that just, it took me by surprise. And I don't even know why, but I literally got my phone out and took a picture of it, because it looked like the Michelin Man. It was just like this formation, this tornado of all these clouds. And I know now, I think God was letting me see him. I think he was preparing me for that. And then on the drive home from the hospital, I wear these bangles. a lot. And I've done them for Gold Circle, and just because they're fun and they're weatherproof. And you always talk about women going, weathering things. And I looked down, we had passed where the accident was, and it really took me back. It was really, at that point, I had not slept, and I was replaying over and over. And I looked down, and it was so small that even with my glasses, I had to get my phone out and take a picture. But embedded in there were the words prayer seal. And I've been giving these out for 10 years. I've given out hundreds of these. It's always been about the goal we were doing, about women that we weather. We're all weather girls. We wear lots of hats. Never. I sent it to my directors because they all wear them. With them, it's pride. How many they've got shows like how many their accomplishments. It's like how many bumblebees.
Mm-hmm.
And not one person had ever seen those words there.
Wow.
And it was a provision. But I want to tell you that when I started back trying to function, the number one thing with my therapist that was the word that she said that I realized was that I didn't feel safe. Whatever I was doing, I would not feel safe. And so I began to tell myself that I was safe and that I was strong and that I was so loved.
Mm-hmm.
And it's something I still go back to, but I want to say that I have never felt the power of prayer or how much that I felt that I did matter to people's lives and that they did take the time to pray for me as I did in this accident.
Mm-hmm.
And it has been a testimony to Mary Kay that even I immediately started counseling twice a week. It's just, I'm still very much in the progress of it, in the process of it. But every day I would go to the mailbox and there would be a card or a gift from someone, Mary Kay. And I can't imagine what it would have been like to have went through something that was so unsettling and not had the power of prayer and the support of my Mary Kay sisters. I've never felt more of a national or more of a sisterhood than I have felt during the process since June 10th of this current year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just so it's so many. Your story is unparalleled, and how you've weathered tragedy and challenge. It just touches every one of us. And I will tell you that many of us have stories where, for me, it was when my father passed away suddenly, and I was with Gloria and Sabrina and Krista, and at that time, my new husband. And Anthony didn't know what to. He was pacing the floor, and I was like, we were at Gloria's sons, Gloria, for our guest, who is the #1 income earner in the history of Mary Kay and my mentor. And I was like, what? We were at her son's wedding, the breakfast the morning after. And I was like, what is he pacing? And he went up to he called my Mary Kay friends, and I noticed they walked outside and he said, how do I tell her this? And it was just their love that surrounded me. And so many of us have experienced that. For me, not having sisters, it's literally been this sisterhood. But I know so many people that say, I have sisters, I have sorority sisters, but it's just unique because you spend in some ways more time with people you work with than even in some cases family, maybe except for you, since your family lives by you. But I probably see you more often than I've seen some of my cousins, honestly. And so it just speaks such volumes. So I want to thank you for sharing. I want to ask you right before we close up, we're going to do our drawing. And I thank you for being so raw and organic. Why is Mary Kay right for now? It's 2025. We're 62 years old. And it's been amazing for so many decades. What about right now?
Right now, you are in a prized possession, in my personal opinion. Mary
Mhm.
Kay offers everything that any woman could need.
Mhm.
Absolutely. I mean, the harmony, the balance, the freedom, the flexibility. I was just sharing with Katrina earlier about this, that things, I'm working my business differently. And, you know, we've all had to live that life differently through things that's happened. But right now, Mary Kay allows us to work our business as we choose to work it. It gives us a platform that you're seeing us tonight virtually. So whether it's in person, but we are on the cusp of a cutting edge. Like Mary Kay is not Mary Kay who, it is Mary Kay. Like
Mhm.
we are speaking of, we are part of a company that is up there of any of the greats, of any people. It is a household name. It is not our grandmother's makeup. It is the next generation. And I think right now is the time and the best time to ever dip your foot further or deeper in Mary Kay Cosmetics.
I love that. I love that. I just want to share, Dorothy, pop it up for me. I want to just share with you 5 fun facts about that often surprise people. The first one is we make 50% profit from everything we sell. So amazing products, and you make half. You sell 10, you make 5. You sell 100, you make 50. You sell, 1,000, you make 500. Some people just want to do hobby. Some want to go for the gusto or somewhere in between. Flexibility, the fact that you can do a little bit or you can do a lot. Some people are putting in 2 hours a week. Some people are going for the gusto and working this full time. Dual marketing concept, not multi-level or pyramid. Mary Kay is just a solid corporation, billion-dollar corporation based out of Dallas, Texas. And we're so happy to be a part. We talk so much about the collaboration and what that looks like in the sisterhood. The rewards are juicy. Yes, 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 you can drip in diamonds with Mary Kay. And the cash is pretty awesome and amazing as well. These powerful cars, the rewards and incentives, whether you start with the Chevy Trax or the Equinox or the Cadillac, check out what Mary Kay looks like now. All electric Cadillac. Is that crazy? And of course, Krista and I roll in a pink Escalade. So that is pretty awesome and amazing. Should you decide that you wanted to give this business a try, y'all, it's $35. Can you believe that you can get girlfriends like us for $35? We are priceless, but you get to know us for 35 bucks. I mean, why would anyone not invest? If you want to upgrade, you can upgrade and get our eStart, which comes with over $400 worth of prizes and goodies and all kinds of fun things when you decide to get started. And so right before we give our cash away today, Krista, what we always have some fun products, and we talked about it earlier, but what is your favorite product right now? Like right now?
Well, it's the compacts. I mean, you don't have to do any thinking. It's the compacts.
These are, I mean, can you believe these names? Inner Fire and Outer Glow. Like these are, and they look good on everybody, every skin tone. Okay. I mean, they're so rich. I mean, this is fall. You could tell that these two are, you could tell they've been used quite a bit. So this is all you need. Like, you really don't need anything else right now. And then, of course, we have lips and everything else to add right along with it on our concealers. But we have a special for you tonight. And it is, you can purchase 60 in Mary Kay color. The compacts retail for 40. So you can add a lippy with it, or you can add one of our concealers with it. And you will get the brush collection. This brush collection, you get $20 off the brush collection when you spend 60 in MK color. If you are stocked up, and it's not the compact for you, it's 60 of anything on our color line. So that is for the next 24 hours. Talk to your Mary Kay beauty consultant about that. Well, right before I pass it back to you for the final word, we're going to give away some cash. Okay. So I just want to tell you, I forgot to pop this up, that our next Pink Table Talk, guess what? Another girlfriend is coming, and it is, where is it? Here it is. It is going to be, this is episode 38, and it will be my girlfriend, Leah Carter. She's a homeschooler. We're going to be talking about roots and records, building a life you love. She's one of the most strategic, powerful homeschooling mamas that I know. Tuesday, October 14th. So just for being here today, you guys, you get entered into both of these. So you're entered tonight, and then you also can get entered, just for being here tonight, you're entered into the next one. So we're going to spin the wheel. It looks like there's thousands of names on here, but some people have like 20 entries, because you get entries for all the things. So you can get 5 entries, 10 entries. Some people have 30 entries, the same person. So let's spin the wheel and see who the winner is. Take it away, Dorothy. Uh-oh, I got to come down so you can come up. Here we go. Uh-oh, it's not on the screen. Do it one more time. One more time. Did it pop up there? Okay, there we go. Let's see who the winner is. Everybody's a winner, but one person gets to take it home. Take something home. I never know. I like to see. Is it going to be one of my guests? It's kind of. Oh, Shanette Albin is the beauty consultant. Cheryl Honesty is the sales director. Yolanda Bornia is the winner. So I wonder if she's out of Chicago, but congratulations to Yolanda. You get to claim your prize by Wednesday this week. We will get your cash to you, hit you on the Venmo, hit you on the Cash App, which is really, really exciting. Thank you so much for joining us. Central Time, of course, it's 8:42 your time. So I appreciate you for keeping your makeup on a little bit longer today. Tell us, just final word, anything that you want to share to our consultants and guests that are, and congratulations to all of our STAR consultants that just shut down STAR and are starting the second quarter of the seminar year. Anything you want to share in closing, girlfriend?
I would just want to share that you are worthy of anything that you choose to be. That is something that I have realized that I have questioned. If I was worthy for different reasons, different seasons, all of the different things. And I want you to know that if God is stirring something in your heart, just take that as a nudge and just believe in yourself. Don't wait for someone else to believe in you. You are the very best you.
I love that. That is so good. If the only thing you get from Mary Kay is increased confidence, the cash will come too. But if that's the only thing you got, it would be worth millions, I promise you. So thank you so much for being here. And I saw someone who said, I am a guest here because I follow you. So if you have a Mary Kay beauty consultant, hit your Mary Kay beauty consultant up. I saw Krista had a guest, hit Krista up. And if you're my personal guest or watching on my page or YouTube without a beauty consultant, this is how you can find me. So have a great evening, y'all. Bye-bye.